Hello and welcome. It is the 7th day of September 2019. This will be a very quick video. Going to go over Bitcoin. There really isn't too much to go over, as it's still within the sideways range and all that type of stuff. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I'm going to finish it off within a football pick today. It's a Canadian football one, not college. And it's one based on just everything that I see. There's just too much for me not to like it, and that will be coming up very soon, as this will be quick. We've had many support tests of this low end, but I was saying in the early parts of this range, and well, until it breaks it, it's just going to be yada 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 kind of stuff, and I need to see a nice clear consensus break, and there was many times when it attempted to break down this barrier of support. It hasn't done it. Each of these rallies has technically been like lower matching highs. It still didn't get above this high in here, but it did match it. It's holding and staying above this area for a decent amount of time, so that's one pro, but it still has a long ways to go. Just even get to the upper end of the range as it is. And the more time support is tested, the more likely it is it will take it out, but it's got to break down even a bit more to do it. 18 average of lows, a little under 10,000. It'll be probably making it to above that point for tomorrow. Right now, it'd be about 99.50. So that'd be one area up. But even to get there now, that's like 5%. Not like 5% is the most biggest of moves in Bitcoin, but that's what it is. On the short run, we've got a lot of this established resistance here, 10,433 area. After this large 4.24% down hour yesterday at 1 p.m., as it had, well, really a failed breakout, but just one fast move. And so far, major stabilization. The support area, this one area here around, well, you got so many different areas. I guess roughly 10,330 all the way down to 10,183. And overall, it's another one of those, okay, another fast move either up or down and then move it sideways, as there's been so many of that. But short term, breaking above this, you're probably going to have a relatively fast move, at least originally, at least about 10.5 and a quarter. But this thing can, at any time, if it goes up, it could easily be up to like 10,680. It could be up to 10,77, up to 10,900, or even 11,500 in no time. That's how fast and wild these markets have the potential. Now, how often or how likely, especially on a Saturday, I'm not going to try to answer that, but I think the easy answer would be not that likely. Okay, well, that'll be it for that. So thanks those turning in for the Bitcoin, and those looking for. This is just one way I look. I can see games. It's like, okay, this is. How can this be? How can the spread be just this, or how is this not going to be a blowout? And I think Ottawa's going to blow out the Toronto Argos. Toronto comes in the game with a 1-9 record, 4-5-1 against the spread. Ottawa 3-7, 4-6 against the number. Ottawa is 1-4 at home. Toronto's 0-5 on the road. Toronto's average score is a loss of 34.8 to 17.8, whereas Ottawa loses by a count of 28.6 to 19.3. This game kicks off at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It is 10:30 as I'm doing it. That leaves 2.5 hours until kickoff time. The play is Ottawa laying 4.5. As there's a number right there. There's so much on it. Okay, let's go over what it is. As far as Toronto's, these guys haven't played since last year. Last game was 2018. Ottawa beat them last 24-9 in Ottawa. But this is a different season, different teams. Toronto's last game, they lost to Hamilton 38-27. They lost to Montreal before that at home 28-22, losing to Edmonton 41-26, beating Winnipeg by 28-27, and then losing 26-0, 26-16. One thing you can say, maybe they're playing a little bit better over the last four. That's the one. One of two things. It's like, yeah, that might be against it, but that's not. No. Toronto's a bad team, as we can obviously see, but this game here, you can't see it just as it is. The score was 38-27, and the line was 11 for Hamilton. They didn't, and they covered it, or they tied it rather, a push. But at the half, Toronto had a 24-11 lead, and they lost 38-27, which means they're outscored 27-3 in the second half. Well, they blew it. Failed move, fast moves. Oftentimes for failed moves in one direction, you get a fast move in the opposite. I really have to perceive that's going to be the case here. And what makes it even more so is this game was played on September the 2nd, which was Labor Day, on Monday. And this is Saturday. So 5 days between games. So it's the equivalency of playing like a Monday night football game and then go and football. Well, Monday to Saturday. It's what it is. Whereas Ottawa's coming off a bye week. Their last game was August the 24th. So they have 2 weeks to prepare for this game, and they're looking really bad. Losing to Saskatchewan 40-18, losing to Hamilton 21-7, losing to Edmonton 16-12, Montreal 30-27, 17-16. In the CFL, you can lose 31-1. You can do that. That's the stupid rule where if you go for a punt or a field goal, and the ball goes into the end zone, and the opposing team doesn't bring the ball out, then the team that punted or kicked the ball into the end zone gets a point. And then they lost 36-19. So since July the 5th, this has been a pretty bad team. So there's that one reason why you don't want to do it. This is a team that is 1-7 in here, so you can say, well, 1-9 versus 1-7 because they obviously won the first 2 games of the season. But with all those things that I mentioned, and the fact that it's only a 4.5 point number, I got to think that the play is on the Ottawa Red Blacks. It used to be the Ottawa Rough Riders, which made it a little confusing because Saskatchewan are called and still are called the Rough Riders. So there used to be many games between the Rough Riders and the Rough Riders, and usually the Rough Riders won. Maybe not all the time, because there could have been a tie. I don't know. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.